consider pardoning Eric Adams?
Yeah, I would. Yeah. I think that he was treated pretty unfairly. Now, I haven't seen the gravity of it all, but it seems, like being upgraded in an airplane many years ago. I know probably everybody here has been upgraded. They see you're all stars, and they say, I want to upgrade that person from NBC. I'm going to upgrade him. And that would mean you'll spend the rest of your life in prison. I don't know. Somehow,
I hope not.
I'd have to see it because I don't know the facts. I think he was treated. It's very interesting when he essentially went against what was happening with the migrants coming in. And, he made some pretty strong statements like, this is not sustainable. I said, you know what? He'll be indicted soon. And I said it not as a prediction, a little bit lightheartedly, but I said it. I said, he's going to be indicted. And a few months later, he got indicted. So, yeah, I would certainly look at it.
What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again, always with another one. And yes, indeed, it is another one. So this is where we at right here. You guys see the title of the broadcast. Apparently, the DOJ has decided to drop charges against Mayor Eric Adams. Okay. And you also heard what Trump just had to say about the situation. And listen, look, it kind of is what it is at this point. Now, we all know throughout this situation, Eric started speaking out about the disrespect that he was seeing to his actual constituents, the actual taxpayers and stuff like that. And even Trump said, yeah, at some point you're going to get indicted for going against your own party out here. I mean, but it just is what it is at this point. And yes, so now that they're deciding to drop the charges, I'm wondering what his administration is going to look like from here on out. Will he actually switch parties? That's a huge question, but it's on the table. So listen, look, let's go here now. Let's see what's going on. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
The Justice Department on Monday directed federal prosecutors in New York to drop corruption charges against New York Mayor Eric Adams. A memo from the DOJ seen by Reuters asserts the case was impeding Adams' ability to aid President Donald Trump's crackdown on illegal immigration. Acting Deputy Attorney General Emil Bove wrote, quote, the pending prosecution has unduly restricted Mayor Adams' ability to devote full attention and resources to illegal immigration and violent crime. Adams, a Democrat, in September was hit with a 5-count indictment, charging him with accepting travel perks from Turkish officials and political donations from foreigners in exchange for taking actions to benefit Turkey. Adams, who pleaded not guilty, has argued he was unfairly targeted by Biden's administration because he criticized its immigration policy over a surge in migration to New York. Federal prosecutors in New York have refuted that assertion, saying their investigation began more than a year before Adams started publicly criticizing the Biden administration.
I've said it over and over again. I know how I live my life. I did nothing wrong.
Bove, who is Trump's former personal lawyer and a political appointee, appeared to back Adams' position in his memo, writing that it cannot be ignored that the charges came after Adams criticized the prior administration's immigration policies. For months, Adams has sought to forge closer ties with Trump, and he attended the president's inauguration in January. That has all fueled speculation that he might be trying to secure a pardon, and Trump said he would consider granting one in December. Bove wrote that prosecutors should drop the charges only if Adams agrees to the possibility that they may be brought again. He said Jake Clayton, Trump's pick to lead the Southern District of New York office, will decide whether to revive the charges after he is confirmed by the U.S. Senate and after the New York mayoral election later this November.
Okay, so this is where we at right now. Now, my question here is yes, will this affect the long term of Mayor Adams' administration in New York and things like that? And as we clearly know, listen, look, the railroad situation is very strong. When they decide to drive that damn train down the tracks on you, they're driving that train down the tracks. That train can't be stopped.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Now, well, I take that back. The train can be stopped, but it's going to take a unformidable force to stop said train. And apparently, the force is in power right now. So let's just keep this honest here. And yeah, it's a whole railroad situation due to the fact that Adams spoke out about, the Democratic Party did not want to give him the extra funds that it took to take care of these people and stuff like that. They dropped the ball. They left the dime on New York's hands to take care of these individuals and things like that. And it's crazy out here, but this is where we at right here. So, okay, we're going to keep going here because, of course, we got more. And we're going to go to Fox, and let's keep breaking this thing down out here, okay?
Trump's Justice Department ordering all charges against New York City Mayor Eric Adams, including allegations that he took bribes from other countries, to be dropped. Brooke Singman here now with the details. Good morning, Brooke.
Hey, good morning, Todd. That's right. Acting U.S. Deputy Attorney General Emil Bove ordering prosecutors here in New York to drop the bribery, fraud, and corruption charges against New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Here's Adams reacting to the news last night. Listen.
And we're going to find out more information. I don't have much now. I'm just sitting down now with John Catsimatidis, and I'm going to reach out to my attorney. I don't have much more information. Yeah.
Your initial reaction is what?
Well, I think that I would like to speak with him first and get a better understanding of exactly what's taking place now.
The acting deputy attorney general who made the move believes the original charges may have been politically motivated. He wrote in his memo, quote, "It cannot be ignored that Mayor Adams criticized the prior administration's immigration policies before the charges were filed. We are particularly concerned about the impact of the prosecution on Mayor Adams' ability to support critical, ongoing federal efforts to protect the American people from the disastrous effects of unlawful mass migration and resettlement."
Right. And see, that's the point that we're talking about here. And that's what Donald Trump is sitting around here doing too as well. We, of course, say going after all these people, firing people, stuff like that, because, what I'm saying, they've been using they've been using the justice system to, apply to the political scene, which at the same time, though, too, all of them out there doing a little something now. Let's just keep this real. Hold on here.
You old fish-eyed fool.
You can't make this shit up.
Can't make this shit up. And this is the thing right here. So, yeah, that's the reason why Trump was on this firing spree, trying to get rid of all these underhanded people, things like that are working for the other party. And they've been, trying to prosecute people on Trump on stupid charges and things like that. So, yeah, this is one of them right here. Let's see where this is going to go.
So here is a look at the charges Adams was facing, which included counts for allegedly accepting campaign contributions from foreign nationals, as well as counts of soliciting and accepting a bribe. Adams' attorney Alex Spiro celebrating this legal victory, saying, quote, "As I said from the outset, the mayor is innocent and he would prevail," adding, quote, that the Department of Justice has reevaluated this case and determined it should not go forward. There is good reason for that. Although today is a major win for the mayor, he may not be entirely off the hook, as this dismissal was ordered without prejudice, meaning charges could be refiled in the future. Guys.
The future being following the mayoral election.
Yes.
We will see what happens. Brooke, thank you. Let's bring in constitutional law attorney and former federal prosecutor.
Now, my thought process on this before they go a little bit further. Okay, then. So if it hasn't been, stipulated without prejudice, if they could file after, let's say, Adams lose the election, they could file charges on him again and then try to, convict him or try to see, what the evidence and things like that and work with that. But the thing of it is, if he gets back in office, then, of course, they're going to try to, work some things out. But this is the thing right here in my mindset. I think Adams is going to go red, but don't quote me on that. But at the same time, though, too, I really think that at the end of the day, though, Trump's not, of course, Trump is not a stupid guy. He knows what he's doing. So I think that he knows that Adams would be a great ally in the place to keep him in place as mayor of New York. Adams is not stupid. Adams has a long history of being a New Yorker. Police officer, worked his way up to mayor, things like that. Adam has a long history with New York. Certain New Yorkers, they actually trust Adam, things like that. And yes, I think that Trump would probably want to keep Mayor Adams in place and things like that for the new way that things are going to go in this country. That's just my thought process on that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think.
Prosecutor Katie Cherkasky. Katie, your reaction to that move?
Well, the administration had said that they were going to look into what they considered potential politicized prosecutions, and Mayor Adams was the first recipient of this. But as you mentioned, This is a dismissal without prejudice, meaning that.
Now, hold on. I like to correct that. Now, Trump was the first recipient of that. You know what I'm saying? And they actually tried to go hit on, and they went about roundabout way, stuck him with charges, you know, for paying some, some chick that loves to have hot girl summers out here.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Yeah. Okay. Well, a lot of y'all cats out there, you know what I'm saying? We all pay for chicks all the time. We carry a chick out to eat, you know what I'm saying? And we pay for her to eat. Yeah, we paying for her. I mean, let's just keep this honest.
The Justice Department is going to look at the charges and determine if they want to bring them back. They're going to take a closer look at what happened under the prior Justice Department's administration.
I mean, he took flight upgrades. So let that be a lesson to all of us. Next time you go on a plane, if you get an upgrade, I don't know, the flight attendant might have something that she's trying to accomplish. You could go to jail. Meantime, the Trump administration has appealed a federal judge's order to unfreeze funds as a judge extends the pause on federal buyout case, while a number of federal judges continue to block Trump's policy changes. As you might imagine, Katie, Democrats are loving this. Listen to what the Democrats had to say.
I want to applaud the courts. They're doing a pretty damn good job right now.
Thank goodness for the courts. We've seen a flurry of court filings because we've seen such a flurry of illegal activity.
We will fight it out in Congress. We will fight it out in the courts. We will fight it out across this country.
I'm trying to figure out all this illegal activity. Now, Fox did just go off into something else, and we're going to go with this because at the end of the day, though, Maxine Waters and all the rest of her cronies out here, you know, they've been doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? If y'all seen Maxine Waters was at the Board of Education building, you know, questioning the shit out there, man. You better give me your ID. I want to see your ID. Your ID. Man, the Maxine Waters need to retire. It's time for her to go sit down. But yeah, we're in this now. I want to keep going a little bit further here, guys. Let's go.
What's that old expression in the law? If you're shouting, you're losing. I'm going to focus, though, specifically on a few of these cases. The judge blocking the Treasury Department's own ability to analyze their own data. Have you ever heard of anything like that?
I think what we have to understand in a large degree, this is lawfare 2.0 against Trump, because this is the only move that the Democrats have against many of these very lawful executive orders and executive functions. And so these courts and the decisions that are being made are kind of on dubious legal ground in many respects. The executive's authority is something that the courts usually defer to, and many of these orders obviously incorporate the executive's authority over their own agencies. And so as we move ahead here, sure, they can issue these preliminary injunctions at these lower levels, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to lose in the long run.
I mean, let's take a look at the buyouts case, right? Trump offered these individuals buyouts. They voluntarily took these buyouts, basically getting paid 8 months to not work. They're not being forced to take these buyouts, yet a court steps in. Where's the harm that is required under the law for a court to step in all litigation that we have in our system of jurisprudence, Katie?
Well, I think that's kind of the big picture that you want to look at as well. And of course, the executive, the president is in charge of the executive branch, has authority over federal employees. And generally speaking, again, the court should be deferring to that executive authority when they're looking at whether a president has overstepped their bounds. And in these cases, I think that that's very dubious legal reasoning. And again, I think it's very ideological and pretty political. So the administration is going to keep fighting, and I think that they have good grounds to do so.
You know,
right. And this is the case. This is where we at here. Yeah, I just wanted to keep going just a little bit further because they did switch into something else at that point. And I thought it was something else that we need to know too. You know, just so, yeah, it just is what it is at that point. You know, they're going to try to stop Trump with everything that he has going on. He's trying to make this country better. He's putting strategical things in place, putting the proper people in place to, you know, get this country back on track before we lose it all. You know, because we definitely were on the way to lose it all. Hopefully he can get some footing in this country and maybe pass it off to another individual after his 4 years is up that's going to actually keep this country going sustainably after we, the aftermath and clearing things up. But this is wild out here. So apparently, Eric Adams is, kind of off the hook for this hot second, but we're going to see where this is going to go. We're going to keep tuned in about it and things like that. And I don't know, man. I think Eric is going to go red at some point, but that's just my thought process on that. If you feel different, get down in the comments, let me know. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.